All right, big guy. Tell me what the three basic human needs are.
Food, clothing, shelter.
Good deal. Good deal. Okay, so tell me, when it comes to sound financial planning, what are two fundamental principles to always remember?
Um,
To do what?
Saving, investing.
Good deal. Okay, so when it comes to money management, saving, and investing, tell me what the 80-20 rule is.
Live off of 80% of your income, save 20% of your income.
Good deal, man. Okay, tell me what are the acronyms for CEO?
Chief Executive Officer.
Good deal, man. So what is Carter gonna do when he's grown?
Own my own business.
Okay, good deal, man.
Hey everybody, I'm Dr. Boyce Watkins from Your Black World, and you know how often we talk about the importance of raising strong, empowered children, especially, in particular, when you talk about black boys, soldiers ready for war, intellectual giants in the making. And I got this video sent to me by this brother that I have on the line, Mr. Brandon Hicks, and he sent me a video of his son, Carter Elliot Hicks, who I believe is 4 years old. Brandon will tell you everything. And it just floored me. I mean, this video, I saw this 4-year-old reciting things that most college students don't know. And I said, who is this child and who is his father? You know? And so without further ado, I want to introduce my brother, Mr. Brandon Hicks. How you doing today, man?
I'm doing amazing, sir. Thank you, Dr. Boyce Watkins. How are you?
I'm doing very well, man. Very well. Now, you know what I think about when I see that video, and I'm gonna try to put a clip of it in here so people can see it for themselves. But you know what I thought about, man? I thought about I thought about the way I felt when I read about Martin Luther King's father, and anybody who wants to understand the greatness of Martin Luther King Jr. needs to study Martin Luther King Sr. And also
Absolutely.
his mother as well, and the household in which he was bred, and the kind of man his father was, and how his father really taught him a blueprint of manhood that he carried throughout his life. I really think about that when I look at what you did with Carter.
Wow.
Now, I guess I don't even know exactly where to start. It's funny because everybody, Brandon was excited to meet me. I was more excited to meet him because I saw this
Wow.
video and said, "Holy cow, man!
Wow.
This is beautiful. This is what we want." Everybody,
Wow.
I want you to, I want everybody to do this kind of thing with your children. Get them ready. So let's talk about what Carter was discussing in the little clip that you sent over to me. Why did you ask him to sort of learn those particular concepts? What was your thinking behind that?
Absolutely. Well, first and foremost, I feel that it is extremely imperative, of course, to establish that particular type of blueprint early on. Once again, I'm an avid follower of you. I admire your work. I look up to what you're doing. I'm extremely appreciative, and so that's basically it. I just thoroughly instill that in my son. I really want him to, of course, be an intellectual warrior. I want him to be ready. So I'm a strong believer in instilling valuable principles in him, even at this age, at the tender age of 4. So absolutely, that was pretty much my mindset behind that.
Now, how old was Carter when you first started, teaching him these things? I mean, four is pretty young. Unfortunately, you got those kids out there, the 4 years old, they memorize Lil Wayne lyrics and stuff like that, right? You got brilliant children that are, unfortunately, their brilliance is being used in different ways. But at what age did you start kind of gearing him for manhood and all this other stuff that you've been doing with him?
Honestly, as soon as he came out of the womb, I was gearing him. I would talk to him in his mother's belly. Once again, it's never too early. I continuously, once again, instill those particular principles in him. But as early as I can remember, as soon as he came out of the womb, I mean, we were ready and preparing him as well. Absolutely.
Wow. So what is now? Do you and Carter kind of have daily rituals and things like that that you go through to kind of keep his mind focused on what he wants to know as a black man?
Absolutely. We that particular the clip, of course, that is a daily routine of ours. We read on the daily. We practice letters and numbers on the daily. I definitely want them to be prepared. Of course, I believe the stems are extremely important, especially for people of color. I thoroughly believe that. So we practice that on a daily basis, and we discuss these things on a daily basis.
Wow.
Yes,
Now,
sir.
now is he your only child?
He is my only child. Yes,
Mm,
sir.
okay. Now, how does his mother feel about this? Is she on? Not asking about your business, but how does that go
Oh
in
no.
terms of
His
negotiating?
mother and I, we have a wonderful relationship, and she's extremely financially savvy as well. She's on board, so this is not just my doing. Of course, this is the doing of his beautiful mother as well. We have an excellent relationship, and we work together to ensure that our son is very prepared.
Mm.
Absolutely.
Wow. Now let's talk about you now. Everybody, I want you guys to know a little bit about brother Brandon's background. He's in banking, and he went to Troy University. He had a 3.6 GPA, so he was a top student. You're also an aspiring entrepreneur. You have two companies, right?
Yes,
Tell
sir. Two
tell
companies.
us about your
Absolutely.
companies.
Well, I have a consulting a company by the name of the 829 Group. I've also recently started a film production company by the name of Hammer Knocker Films. Once again, they're in their infancy stages, but once again, the passion is there, and we're putting in the groundwork to ensure that these companies can, become giants one day.
Mm. Now, where did the name Hammer Knocker come from? What is that?
Quite a funny name. Well, that and two of my partners, we were actually just sitting around, and one of my partners was just discussing some of the terminology that he and his coworkers use, and that just came. It just said it, and it just stuck with me. It rung. I was like, hey, you know what? I like that. And we were already discussing business ideas because I thoroughly believe your net worth equals your net worth equals your net worth. You know what I mean? So we were just discussing those particular ideas, and we were already discussing business ideas, and that name came across, and it stuck, and we went with it.
All right, and the 829 group. What's the significance of the number 829?
829, of course. Well, for one, it's my son's birthday.
Uh,
Uh, but it has a deeper meaning. Of course, eight in Christian numerology is the number of new beginning. Two is, of course, unison, and that is pretty much the basis behind that. I love the number eight. It stood for new beginnings. That's my favorite number. So I decided to go with the 829 group, and it kind of had that double, whammy there because that, of course, is my son's birthday.
hmm. Well, it almost seems to me that, and I'd love to hear what your plans are on this, but I'm almost thinking with your son, as you're building your company, which you said that you told me before the companies aren't that big yet, but you understand the value of planting strong seeds. They grow into strong
Absolutely.
trees, right? So Carter is a reflection of that. I'm thinking at a very early age, you get him involved with your company, right? Get him working with you,
Absolutely.
going to work with dad, give him a little job, some responsibility, nothing big, right? A little salary to kind of just know what that's like, and then teach him how to
That's
own
right.
something and all that stuff. What's your plan on that as far as teaching him the value of ownership, business development, stuff like that?
Absolutely. Well, of course, ensuring that he continue to instill these principles. And actually, that is definitely my plan. I plan for Carter to be my successor. I definitely want to groom him into being the CEO, as of course you see in the video. But absolutely, I plan for Carter to be my successor. I definitely want him to, be passionate about business and be passionate about owning. And that is my ultimate dream. I just really want to see him extremely successful.
What's your inspiration? Where did this come from for you? What made you into this kind of father?
Uh, well, honestly, I'll be honest, I was raised by a single mom. My beautiful mother, Miss Angela Hicks. Love you, mom. But no, I was raised by a single mother, and honestly, my father wasn't in the home. And I just vowed, of course, to give my son everything that I never had. Um, yeah, so
Wow,
that's
wow. So
that's
I think that's great, right? Because when we're influenced by something, we either go in the same direction or the exact opposite direction.
right.
Fortunately, you made the right decision.
Thank
And I just think about I know for example someone who unfortunately when she was a child she endured molestation, which we know happens far too often. And but when she got older as a mother, she was very very protective of her children because of what she went through. But then I knew someone else who went through a similar experience, and she was unprotective because she said, "Well, I went through it. I'm okay. Kids, they overcome. So it is interesting that you'll see when you talk about fatherhood. You see some men that say, "I want to be the father that I never had," and some men who say, "I'm going to be just like the father that I never had."
wow.
And that's it's unfortunate but true. Well, I will say that I think you know what you're doing is an absolute pillar to the community.
Wow.
I wish I could just photocopy it, package it, and just, you know what I mean, just duplicate it about 10 million times.
Wow.
You know, because I just really see great things in the future of your son. And I don't have much else to say. I reached out to you actually. You were gracious enough to talk to me today, but I want everybody to know that you didn't ask me to do this interview. I asked you because I
Wow.
said, man, I need to talk to the person that has created such an extraordinary young man. I'm very proud of you, man. I'm really, I know, and I said it because you're younger than me. You're 27, right?
27. Yes, sir.
Yeah, yeah, and I just I think it's great, you know, and I want everybody watching, you know, watch the video and just kind of see what's here, and you know what, maybe I can bring you back, and maybe you can talk more in detail over time about just sort of the routines you and Carter go through, so that other fathers and mothers can learn. What you
Wow.
say?
Wow. I'm humbled. Thank you so much, sir. I just really appreciate this. Thank you. And I would love to. I would love to.
All right, all right.
Absolutely.
So everybody, it is late, and he came on the air with me pretty late tonight at Eastern time. In fact, it's almost midnight, and you still got the 9 to 5, right?
Oh, yes, sir. Yes,
Oh,
sir.
so this
Absolutely.
brother, I need to let him go to bed. And he's on Eastern time. I'm on Central, so it's not so bad for me. But everybody, I'm going to bring back Mr. Brandon Hicks, and I want you to watch this video and just kind of understand that great men are not born; they are built. We must build strong young men. His company, once again, I'm giving you the names of his companies so that as his companies evolve, I hope you'll support. One is his film production company called Hammer Knocker Films. The other one is his media consulting company called the 829 Group. Eventually, when his websites and everything are up and his Facebook pages, he's actually, just for the record, he's also a student in the Black Wealth Boot Camp. And so once his businesses are up and moving, you will see me endorsing this business to support this brother so that he can keep raising his son to be the great man that he's meant to be. So let's keep doing. Let's raise kings. Thank you, Brandon, for setting the blueprint, man.
Thank you so much, sir. I thoroughly appreciate you. Thank you.
Absolutely, the honor is all mine. All right, everybody. Once again, this is Mr. Brandon Hicks, his son Carter Elliot Hicks, the latest internet sensation, for being so on point. And I'm Dr. Boyce Watkins from Your Black World and the Black Wealth Boot Camp as well. Please take care. God bless. We are gone. Peace.